Hi, folks. So I hope you all had a lovely Christmas. Yeah, it's chilly, isn't it, out there? And I'm here for your full moon forecast, which is happening in Cancer on the 27th of December at midnight. Well, 32 minutes past midnight. That's AM at 4 degrees and 57 seconds. So hopefully you've all had great time with your family, quality time, cozying up, opening presents, all that good stuff. So with the full moon in Cancer, we are being drawn to the home, which is, really in line with Christmas time and what the season is all about. So we're probably going to feel like really hibernating. And I know at Christmas time we get into the shoulds. There's a lot of like some family we don't want to see, and we kind of forget about what we need. So this full moon is really shining a light on what is it that you need right now? What is it you need to nourish your soul? And it's drawing you back to your nest, if you like. I'm definitely feeling the need to just hunker down and hibernate. So just make space for yourself at this full moon. The full moon it's quite a different energy to Cancer, because the full moon's like at its peak and it's like we're here. So, think back to those intentions or desires that you set in motion at the new moon 2 weeks ago. And Cancer is a cardinal water sign. So although we're in water, it's an initiating energy. It's a time to really trust our emotions, and to lean into our intuition, which we may have felt a bit off kilter with being externally focused on other people. Now it's like, what do I need? What does my soul need to feel deeply nourished at this time? So if you can, take a step away from the family. I know that can be challenging, but feeling into what your soul and heart is desiring right now. But with a full moon, we're seeing that polarity. We're on the Cancer Capricorn axis. Cancer is all about our emotional intelligence and following our feelings, whereas Capricorn is about structure and like our outer life, our outer ambitions. So, these energies do, I always think differences, opposites attract. My partner has a moon in Cancer, which is really nice for me as a sun Capricorn. It's a nice reminder to hunker down and appreciate our home, which sometimes I don't. I'm always like, right, let's move forwards, the future. So it's a really nice reminder to just, maybe potter about the house for a bit. Tend to your space. What is it that you want? Maybe you want to declutter a little bit or something. So yeah, it's just getting back the balance of spending time at home versus also your career life. A lot of us have businesses, but are you actually giving yourself space and time to nourish yourself, to fill up your well? My friend says, and I love this, I always say about filling our cup up, but she says, what about the cup and saucer? And actually making sure that the saucer is overflowing, right? Because then you never give from your cup. Because once you give from your cup, you start to feel depleted, right? I know that feeling well. Whereas if the cup and saucer is overfilling, it means we can give from our overflow and actually give a lot more joy when we give to others. So notice how you can fill up that cup and saucer at this time. So you may feel more like hermiting away, relaxing. And Cancer is the archetype of the crab. So if you think, it's got a really soft, sensitive body, which is protected by this hard shell. So often, Cancer is known for sort of clamming up or being, you know, putting its walls up when it feels threatened, which is like that hard shell analogy. But there is a really hypersensitive being underneath that. So with any full moon, it brings things to the surface for us to be aware of. So just notice, is there like any trauma or any, you know, stagnant emotions that are surfacing for you to look at? I know when we spend time around our family, we can feel triggered or can feel a sense of resistance. So this is an opportunity to lean into that. I know it's uncomfortable, and just go, oh, it's that pattern again, or I'm getting into anger because this person said this. And it's actually really just your inner child needing a bit of love and support. So, you know, this full moon is an opportunity to reparent our inner child. What is it you need? Because if we can breathe in with love and compassion, it's much easier. And a reminder, I love using the Ho'oponopono prayer. If you type it into YouTube, you'll find it. And it's a beautiful Hawaiian prayer that just eases that tension that you feel. And you don't necessarily need to overthink things. You just say the prayer and things seem to ease a little bit. So you can use that to help you. And also at this full moon, we've got Mercury in opposition with the full moon. So Mercury in Sag is very fiery. It's quite forthright. It will speak the truth. And in an opposition, it's a little bit of a conflict. Can be these energies don't understand each other. But it is also an opportunity to communicate what is burning deeply within you. It's allowing us to access the things that feel alive in us. I talked about that vision and your bigger picture the last forecast of that new moon in Sag. So those burning desires may feel clearer now, and now it's time to maybe communicate them with the people around you, because that moon is drawing us towards our family and our loved ones. It may be that you need to communicate those desires or that bigger vision. Maybe, you know, you have a dream to travel the world and you actually haven't communicated that with somebody that's close to you. So that's a good time to do it. And because the Mercury and Mars are in Saggy, it's bringing us that positivity and that joy at this time. So I know it can be a hard time for many of us as well. Christmas brings things to the surface. So, you know, this full moon should lighten the load a little bit. If you're feeling a bit lost and a bit kind of overwhelmed in your emotions, as you know, this Cancer archetype can get stuck in our emotions. This is a nice joyful energy that can remind us to find joy in the everyday as well. So make space for things that you enjoy, that fill you up, that bring you that sense of peace. Okay. And then the moon is trine to Saturn. So this is actually harmonious again. So Saturn has a bad rep. A lot of people think it's the authority figure, which it is. It's the can be a critical voice as well, and it can be harsh. I know Saturn too well. I'm a Capricorn ruled by Saturn, and I've got a Sun-Saturn conjunction. So yeah, I know this well. But on the plus side, Moon trine Saturn is a real opportunity to set those healthy boundaries. So maybe it is with those people in your life, or maybe it's how you're going to run your business next year. You need to change things up. So it's really good to just reflect on how can you create structures that support that longer term, that longer vision you have for yourself. Okay. And actually that sense of inner authority which Saturn brings, where can you be more discerning? So it's actually helping you be more discerning. So that's a good thing. And, you know, Saturn can take a lot of responsibilities on. So, you know, noticing acknowledging the challenges on your journey this year, and how, you know, what have you overcome this year? I'm sure you've, you know, stepped out your comfort zone loads of times and forgotten about it. And actually those challenges make you grow emotionally as a person. So you wouldn't be where you are today without those challenges and those kind of fears that you've overcome. So, you know, Moon trine Saturn can help us realize what boundaries we need and what structures that we can put in place to actually support us emotionally. And then we've got the Moon square Neptune. So just be aware of that self-deception. And this can also make us a bit more hypersensitive. So as I said, if we're spending time with our loved ones, we could get triggered. So just make sure you're grounding yourself. Again, if you're feeling really overwhelmed with people that you struggle with, just make sure to make space to meditate or to do those things that bring you into a space of inner calm. That's really important now. And, you know, we could be, this Moon square Neptune can make us hypersensitive and maybe a bit hypervigilant as well. So just watch where you're being. You know, I know many of us are sensitive as creatives, but just watch where you're going almost too much into the hypersensitive, and make sure you're grounding yourself. So walks in nature can really help. And with those challenges with family members, it could be that we want to escape reality, you know. And it's okay if we, you know, imagine and dream things up for the new year, but just make sure you come back to what is present, the present moment. And that aspect could be that we fall into martyrdom. So, like, you know, abandoning our own desires and needs right now. So just be aware of that. Make sure you fill up your cup and saucer at this time. So yeah, this full moon could feel a bit intense. It can be a watery one, an emotional one. And there's a lot of cardinal energy at this time. So it's an initiating energy. We might feel called to take action on some things that we've been reflecting on at that new moon. Now's the time to, you know, sometimes set those seeds in motion. So, you know, you have a few days if you're still having a break from your life and business. Just know that, you know, we've got 48 hours after the full moon as well to really harness this energy. And just to say that I'll be opening 2 spaces in January for my one-to-one container. This is a deep dive into your chart so that you can be guided by the wisdom in your natal chart to help guide your creativity as an artist. So if you're interested, do reach out, and you can book a call with me to see if this is the right fit. And I'll leave the links below. But let me know, how are you feeling at this full moon? Let me know in the comments below. Lots of love, my loves. Bye for now.